Good day, everyone. On behalf of one fellow classmates, I would like to present an effort made by all of us in understanding what COVID-19 is, and the main focus will be in distinguishing the two vaccines, ChAdOx 1 nCoV-19 and Covaxin. Now, what is COVID-19 basically? Who defines COVID-19 as an infectious disease caused by a family of viruses which are rapidly mutating in terms of their spike proteins, broadly called the novel coronaviruses? Now, as we can see, there is a table indicating major differences in COVID, SARS, and MERS. To understand immunity, the first topic should be antibody. Antibodies are our body's way of identifying invading organisms or foreign bodies. There are two types, B cell and T cell. B cell helps eliminate the foreign invaders while T cell lyses the foreign invaders. Also, B cell binds directly to antigens while T cells binds to infected cells. Anti-corona antibodies are, however, majorly from B cells. The next topic to be discussed is vaccines, which is the talk of the hour. We all know what vaccine does, and now there are whole different varieties of vaccines. Broadly, vaccines are divided into whole agent vaccines and subunit. The whole agent vaccines are again subdivided into inactivated killed, where microorganisms are killed using formalin, and attenuated, which is DNA mutation accumulated during long-term cell culture. Subunit vaccines, on the other hand, is a protein of the pathogen capable of triggering immune responses. As we can see, vaccines again can be either RNA-based or DNA-based. RNA-based vaccines consist of mRNA strand which codes for disease-specific antigen, and DNA-based vaccine contains DNA code-specific protein. There are at least 8 different types of vaccines which is being tried against coronavirus. As we can see in the data, including inactivated, weakened, replicating, non-replicating, DNA, RNA, proteins, and virus-like particles.
Coming to our main topic of discussion, which is to understand the difference between ChAdOx 1 nCoV-19 and Covaxin. A single dose of ChAdOx 1 nCoV-19 is effective in preventing damage to the lungs and to boost production of B cell and T cell in a patient. B cells, however, may fade away with time, but a steady production T cells is achieved. On the other hand, Covaxin uses killed viruses to stimulate immunity. It has shown to produce an antibody response. We choose these two vaccines for many reasons. Few of them includes that the Covishield causes few side effects, provokes a T cell response within 14 days of vaccination, and on antibody response within 28 days. On the other hand, Covaxin is India's own COVID vaccine and the results are so far promising. Also, Covishield is in its third trial way ahead of Covaxin, which in its second trial. In the meanwhile, Russia has already declared about the vaccine named Sputnik 5, though they did not complete the trial procedure. Covaxin is being made in India. India is trying to use the surface spike protein to induce immune responses. They are trying to make neutralizing antibodies, which will eventually bind to the antigen and prevent it from causing infection. On the other hand, CADOX 1N COVID-19 is being developed in Oxford using a genetically engineered virus, which has been heavily modified and usually causes cold in chimpanzees to make it look like coronavirus. They did this by transferring the genetic instruction from the novel coronavirus spike. The motto of Covaxin is to stimulate immunity by halting the infection. A combination of white blood cells and T cells are expected to be boosted, while CADOX1 and COVID-19 have achieved peaks of T cells after 14 days of vaccinating. An antibody achieves peak at about 28 days. However, extensive research is still being done on the topic.
Despite major differences, Covaxin and CADOX COVID-19 have some similarities. They both are under trials, which is known to last till December 2020. Both of them use a spike protein to stimulate immunity. As a matter of fact, we all know that children have more immunity than adults. Babies are equipped with millions of newly generated immune warriors called T cells. Each T cell recognizes different pathogen and hence help in building up immune system. In the adolescent, the body does not pump many new T cells anymore. By the time a person reaches 40, all they have are memory responses that were generated during their childhood. Now we know there is still some time for vaccines to be available, and so for the time being, we must follow some social norms to stay safe and healthy. Firstly, it is very important to consider the seriousness of the situation that the humankind is facing. On this note, we would like to extend our gratitude to the healthcare officials who are working day and night to serve the humankind. Here we have enlisted certain precautions to take. Wash your hands frequently with soap or water or use hand sanitizer for 20 seconds. Cover your nose and mouth with handkerchief while sneezing and coughing. Avoid participating in large gatherings. Use disposable masks and the mask should be disinfected. A medical mask can also be used. Maintain 3 feet of distance from other people. Avoid physical contact with others. Sneeze and cough inside of your elbow or in a napkin and throw it immediately in a bin with a cover. Don't touch your face if you have not washed your hand. If you do not feel well or you have symptoms like fever, cough, or any problem in breathing, then go to the doctor and take advice of him. Stay at home. Show empathy with those who are affected. Learn about the disease to assess the risk. Adopt practical measures to stay safe.